Lastly is our student spotlight. This evening, we have an opportunity to recognize the creative achievements of students in the TSD Creative Guild. Tonight, we recognize someone who is no stranger to us. She is known and appreciated by so many in both her school and the Troy School District. We're all excited to welcome from the IA East, the one and only Nurayda Albeez. Here to tell us more is Mr. Butcher.
Good evening, Board of Education. Tonight, you are about to witness the talents and passions of one student, the likes of which we have never seen before. Behold, a senior student from the International Academy East. She's exceptional. She's extraordinary. She's a force of personality. She is Nurayda Albeez. Those of us here tonight probably already know who this is and all of the wonderful things that she does. What often crosses my mind whenever I see Nurayda is, how do you have time to be here right now? She takes the hardest classes, she's the SSAB president, she's doing scientific research, and the biggest commitment of all, she's babysitting her cousins all the time. But that's not all. This year, Nurayda has joined us in the Creative Guild. And boy, are we lucky. I am constantly impressed by the energy and commitment this young person delivers to our community. I'm excited to share tonight clips from two special projects. One, the first episode in her new podcast, The Adventure Mindset, featuring an interview with one of her dedicated teachers. And second, a first of its kind promotional video about her school, the International Academy East. There simply isn't enough time to talk about how wonderful Nurayda is. Thankfully, we have a few more months before graduation day. But Nurayda, I'll tell you now, and I know everyone else will agree, you can be anything you want to be. Whichever path you choose, you're gonna be the best at it, and you'll have a Wikipedia page to prove it, I just know. Every moment with you reminds us why we love serving the Troy community. So thank you for finding the time to join us here tonight. I am proud to present your hostess with the mostest.
Hello and welcome to the Adventure Mindset Podcast. I am your host, Nurayda Albeez, and today I am excited to bring you a discussion that highlights a unique approach to physical education called Adventure Challenge, and how it fosters both leadership and personal growth in students.
Honestly, when I tell students that they are not going to have fitness testing, their faces light up. So we use the avenue or the medium of physical activity to be able to teach skills that students are going to need throughout their entire life, like the cooperation, communication, trust, teamwork, that kind of thing.
And that whole faces lighting up thing is something that really resonates with me, because in elementary school and middle school, I took those physical education-based PE classes. And so there were all of these sports units, and I was never one of those top athletes. And so I enjoyed those classes, but I didn't feel like I was reaching my full potential or what PE could look like. And so when you first told that to me as a freshman, I remember that moment where I was like, what? This isn't gonna be like one of those classes? And so that inclusivity of Adventure Challenge is something that I found to be really beautiful, and I still think that's what really attracts students and draws students into this course. Is it's inclusive for everyone, and it's all about this experiential learning. You learn all of these life skills through activities. The International Academy East, more commonly known as IA East, is a public high school that fully incorporates the International Baccalaureate, or IB, curriculum. The IB program blends rigorous coursework with extracurricular requirements to develop well-rounded students who will become the problem solvers and leaders of tomorrow. To help manage this workload, teachers hold after-school office hours multiple times a week and many long weekends are designated as no homework weekends so that students can recharge and relax. A special part about IA East is our social house system, with 6 houses that bring together students from different grades, just like the Harry Potter houses. But don't worry, parents, there is no sorcery happening here, only a whole lot of magic. Whether you are arts or STEM oriented, IA East will provide you with the academic and extracurricular opportunities needed to help you thrive.
And how do I know all this? Because I am an IAE student from the class of 2025. The opportunities and experiences that I have gained here have shaped me into the person who I am today, and for that, I am forever grateful.
More information about our application process can be found on our website, iatoday.org. We are excited to welcome you as a Phoenix.
Really appreciate us getting the opportunity to continue doing Student Spotlight and share that with our Board of Education. Before we take our photo and before you ask any comments or questions yourselves, I'm going to give Nurayda an opportunity to share a few words. Thanks.
Okay.
Well, after that introduction, I don't really know what to say, Mr. Butcher. You should talk like this. But, you know, first of all, I just want to thank you for your kind words, Mr. Butcher. This year was my first year coming back to videography after middle school. I kind of let it go for a few years in the middle, and there were a few nerves coming into this year, a few skills I had to brush up on, but Mr. Butcher has been a mentor that I couldn't even dream of, honestly. He's been there to give me the resources, the teachings that I need. He's been a mentor for me, not just in video work, but also with public speaking, career advice. I mean, Mr. Butcher really does it all. Perhaps what I appreciate the most is whenever I come into the studio, Mr. Butcher is like, okay, Nurayda, what do we want to get done today? And I'm always like, I want to finish the project today. Like the building closes at 11. Like let's go to the end. And sometimes we work until I think 9 p.m. is the record. But all of that is because Mr. Butcher is like, your goals are my goals, and we are going to make that happen. So can we just give a round of applause for Mr. Butcher? He's so awesome. We basically matched today, too. I also just want to thank both of my parents who are here today. My dad is recording over there, and my mom is laughing, maybe a little embarrassed. But they're truly the biggest cheerleaders that I could ever ask for. And it means the world to me that whenever I make a video, when I come home, they're like my first views on YouTube. So that means a lot to me. And then I also just want to thank the district for allowing the Creative Guild to even exist. You know, it's such a brilliant opportunity for our student producers to bring their creative visions to life. And that really goes a long way. So thank you to you all, and thank you, Mr. Butcher.
Yeah. Questions for Nurayda from the board?
I'd
ahead,
like to
Steph.
know what's next for you. Where are you headed from here?
So right now, I'm thinking about pursuing computer science, the realm of AI. I'm really into science, but my end goal is hopefully to become a physician who is implementing AI and decision making into healthcare. So, yeah.
Wonderful. Go ahead. Em.
I have a maybe more broader or open-ended type question, but clearly you've made the most of your time in the district here, and especially probably in the last 4 years. What do you take away with you?
Oh, that's a beautiful question. I think what I've taken away just in terms of like life is that in order to have an impact and make a difference, you need to connect with people around you. What I have found the most value in over my past 4 years is going out into the community, meeting people who are very different from me, and connecting with them over our shared desire to create and spark positive change. We just talked about MLK Day. And my favorite part about MLK Day is sitting next to these like kindergartners and preschoolers and cutting fleece blankets with them. Partly because I'm scared they'll cut themselves, but also because I think that's what life is about, right? Trying to inspire others to make a difference and be positive. And I think that if you are able to truly inspire people to be optimistic and look on the bright side of things, then you've lived a good life.
That's beautiful. Well said, well said. Go ahead.
I have a question. So Nurayda, it looks like you do just about anything, everything. You are here as a board rep, you do SSAB, you are an MC at a culture show. I mean, I've seen you just about everywhere. One, the first question is, how do you get the time to do all of this? And two, what do you tell the students, like the kindergartners that you're talking about, or to figure, what do you tell them to be able to do the things that you have done like that?
Well, as far as time goes, I really don't like it when people say they don't have time for things, because I think it's all about making time for the things that you love and are passionate about. I'm a big foodie, I always make time to eat. But I love making a difference, and so I make time for that as well. And so the way I see it is that we have 24 hours in a day, 9 to 10 hours should be for sleep. The rest of the hours between school and what you're passionate about, it's all about you, how you divvy that up. And if you truly want to do a bunch of different things, it's all about your time management. Don't procrastinate, do your homework on time, and not just like all the professional career things you want to do, but also making time for family and friends. And so it's a hard balance. It definitely is. I'm by no means perfect. I'm sure my parents can say more about that. But it's a learning process, you know. And if you just continue to do what you love, then you'll find out how to find a balance. And as far as what to say to those younger students, you know, when I was in kindergarten and preschool, I wasn't, you know, thinking about everything else that I wanted to do. It was really just take one thing at a time. And that's really how I do things now as well. I mentioned how I took a break from videography from 9th to 11th grade. But in middle school, that was all I did. That was all I loved. And so for those younger students, you know, find something you love and just stick to it. And if you do go away from that for a while, there's no like end limit to when you can come back to it. And maybe as a senior or when you're older, you'll come back to it and grow and develop from it again. So it's truly just about managing your time and doing what you love.
Wonderful.
Very well said. Excellent advice.
This year, so we're going to send the video right next to you.